Today we shall be talking about periodic table. It is going to give you enormous information about the different types of metals, where they are placed, what is the atomic number, what are the atomic masses, how they are going to react with. By just looking at this, we get all the information like what are the number of electrons, what is the electronic configuration, what are the number of valence electrons. Now, how are they being grouped? As I said that most of the elements are grouped based on similar physical and chemical properties. If I take this hydrogen as an example, this is being placed in the group 1. All the elements under this group like lithium, sodium, potassium, all are extremely reactive, and they show some characteristics like all this group elements, they will have one valence electron, that is the electron which is present in outermost shell. If I say group 2, they will be having 2 valence electron. Likewise, if I say this group 18, they will have 8 valence electrons in the outermost shell, which makes an element stable. Therefore, they are not reactive. Other elements are going to react with different elements to attain the stability of this noble gas elements. As I said, the group 1, which is hydrogen, see it has one proton. This is the nucleus, the very first ring you can see. This is the orbit or the shell. It belongs to period 1. That means it is having one shell. The group 1 also gives information about the number of electrons in the outermost shell. Hydrogen, if we take, it is just having one shell. This is also an inner and outer electron, right? So it will be having just one electron. So now the nearest noble gas for this hydrogen in that row will be helium, which has an atomic number of 2. That is, the number of protons are 2. So to balance the number of protons, it should have 2 electrons. Therefore, the number of electrons in the helium are 2. Since it belongs to the row 1, it will have one shell. Okay. So likewise, you have period 2. That means the lithium just below the hydrogen belongs to period 2. It will have how many orbits or the shells? It's going to have 2 orbits or the shells. Then what is the common thing about this group 1? This one electron in their outermost shell. Likewise, you have this group 14. The characteristics of this is they will be having, the carbon family will have 4 electrons in the outermost shell. 1, 2, 3, 4. Since it belongs to period 2, it will have 2 shells. This is 1 and this is 2. The central is the nucleus of an atom. Similarly, the nearest noble gas for this carbon will be the neon. So the outermost stable electronic configuration for any of this atom in this row is to have 8 electrons in the outermost shell. See this neon, this is more stable. We see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So by looking at this periodic table, we gain all this information. Likewise, if we go to the period 3, they will be having 3 shells. The number of electrons also in this group it is 1, and in this group it is 4, and here it is 8 valence electrons. Now finally, I'll show you about the different first 1 to 20 elements which are most of the basis for most life forms. Here we see the very first element, hydrogen. What is the electronic configuration, how many protons and electrons it has. Then where you find most of the balloons which we see, it is a gas. Then lithium, most of the batteries will have lithium. Carbon, which is found in pencil that you use, and also the diamonds. Calcium, which is the most important component. It is present in the milk, banana, where they are found, and what are the different way in which they can exist in nature. There's an exercise you can do to find out how many electrons in each shell. For that, this is the rule. What you need to follow is the atomic number will tell you the number of protons, since protons are equal to number of electrons. Then here you're going to fill the number of electrons. What are the maximum capacity in each case?